All right, folks, you asked for it. We are delivering. I'm joined by Caleb once again to discuss the size of this game and our excitement for it with spoilers involved. Now, we will not be talking story spoilers because Caleb is actually avoiding that stuff, but we will be talking in depth about the size of this game, areas of this game, how many shrines there are, how many caves there are, stuff like that. And of course, Caleb, final spoiler warning, how crazy the underground is. So,
Bro, this is literally insane. Because here's the thing. Obviously, this is spoilers. So, for whatever reason, if you still don't want to be spoiled, why are you still here?
Yeah.
Get out of here. So, that's your final warning. But anyway, get into it. This is insane. So, obviously, we had seen in the trailers that it was underground and there was the Sky Islands.
I just thought
now,
it was the
to
caves,
be fair,
bro. I just thought it was the caves. I gave up hope because they weren't marketing it.
I didn't think. Here's the thing. I thought obviously we knew there was going to be the overworld. That's fine. And actually, based on this map that came out, it kind of looks like the overworld is slightly expanded.
Yeah, down in the Gerudo.
It looks like there's more of the Gerudo Desert you can go to. At least that's kind of what it looks like. I don't know if the border is just weird. And maybe more of the ocean on the east side.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's pretty much the same ground map. There's a few differences here and there, like the Death Mountain's like dried up. No more lava, it looks like on the outside. But anyway, we knew there was gonna be Skylands, and to be fair, there is plenty of Skylands, but it's not like a giant amount.
Dude, I have the underground map and the Sky Island map up. It's not even close. It looks funny in comparison because they've been marketing this game with the Sky Islands, and I want to get into that real quick before we dive really deep into the maps and like how much content we know is in the game from the leaks and data mines. The marketing for this game is so funny to me, dude. The game was announced in 2019, and in that 2019 trailer, we saw Link and Zelda Underground doing some shenanigans, looking for whatever's on, under Hyrule Castle, right? So we were like, okay, that kind of led us to believe there'd be underground. We didn't see the game for 2 years at that point, in which they revealed the sky and the Sky Island. So we were like, oh, they're going the other way. So to see even the front of the box is Link on a Sky Island, and that's like even the back of the box says explore the Sky Islands. So for them to keep this secret, I know they've shown a clip of it in the commercial, and like they're the Z-axis being like -500 or whatever. They've teased it a little bit. The fact that they didn't market it is absolutely insane, dude. And that's kind of when I wanted to structure this video around. Obviously, once again, we'll get in depth on what we think is going on with the underground and everything. My excitement for this game was already through the roof a month ago and 2 weeks ago and a week ago.
This isn't even close,
but
bro.
When I saw this map, I think we were in a call, Caleb, when I saw this map, and I immediately stopped to go record a video. And this was before we knew it was completely just the underground. I thought it might just be sections or something. When I saw this, dude, I was speechless. I'm still kind of speechless. I can't believe they're doing this. People were theorizing, oh, there's gonna be underground, but I didn't think it'd be the entire damn map. I didn't think it'd basically be a Link to the Past Dark World. It's crazy.
Dude, literally, so we're looking at, if you guys have seen, we're not gonna like link the maps.
I can't show it in the video, of course.
Yeah, we're not gonna show you, but if you like just look it up, you'll probably find it.
Yeah.
Obviously, the plain overworld map is most of the same. The sky map, there's a bunch of Sky Islands. Obviously, it's not gonna be that many compared to like. There's enough. And I was sort of expecting the underground to be similar, where it's like scattered here and there, some caves you can go into. This is literally the entire map duplicated underground. It's not even close. It's literally the same map, basically.
Yeah. And I will say, Caleb, a lot of people have been streaming the game, on Trovo and everything. That's where you can go look. So I've seen a couple things. I've kind of stepped back from looking at more leaks because at this point I know what I want to know, I think. But more people have been going to the underground. I guess there was like an issue on emulators or something where like it wasn't loading or something or properly. So people were kind of staying away from it. But people have been exploring the underground now. Dude. So from the image, there's all this like malice, or I think it's called gloom is what they're calling it. It's like these pink spots on the map. If you take out all that pink stuff, it probably is about half the size of the map, to be fair. But that's still massive. And just seeing these people stream the game and go through the underground, dude, it's so exciting. I don't know if they're actually like a puzzle you do, like shrines, but there are things underneath the map. I think they're called light route, where you light them up, and that helps you light up the underground, because when you're just down there naturally, it's just completely dark. I mean, we know that the fire dungeon is underground. There's more than likely at least one more dungeon underground, I would assume. I assume the final boss is probably underground as well, considering this is such a big portion of the map. Um, I can't believe it, dude. And even comparing, just real quick, for example, looking at the Sky Island map and the underground map next to each other, Eventide. Look at Eventide, Caleb. There's something underground and above it in the Sky Island, plus the base map. Same thing with the northeast labyrinth. So
all the labyrinths are above
and below, which is crazy.
Below, yeah.
Listen, I know it won't have quite as much content, more than likely, as the base map, but just dude, what the hell were they cooking?
Yeah, this is insane. And you mentioned all the gloom or the malice or whatever, and it would because if you've seen the map, it's completely like spotty. But like, I've seen like a screenshot. This literally is the stuff. Obviously, you can't touch it. It's basically mouse. It'll damage you. Technically, you can't touch it, but you would probably walk on it and survive. It'll just drain your health a little bit. But like, it's literally the entire map. Literally.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's not even like a single thing that's missing except the water, which I don't know if they're gonna be pits.
Yeah, we were discussing that
water?
off video. We were like, is there going to be water still? Because that wouldn't make sense otherwise. Are there just huge waterfalls everywhere connected to the upground? I doubt it. So, I guess there's like a layer holding everything up on the base, and then you go under here. I will say, Caleb, on the base map, if you have that up, we were wondering what those like red things are. There's like little red spots on the map, and we had seen those in the preview footage. Those are the entrances. We were talking about how you get down here, and we were like, oh, there's like these white areas. No, that's those red like flower almost looking things on the map. So there's plenty of entrances, and dude, what the hell? Especially once again, I mean, we're very sporadic, or all over the place in this discussion. That's fine. Looking at the ground map, or underground map, I should say. I use the comparison. It looks like a hurricane weather map or something. Because it has like the shading of the map is a different color based on how high it is. So like the white areas are pretty high up, but then specifically in the Gerudo Desert area where the Yiga clan hideout is, dude, it's like dark blue. So you know you're going like, I think I've seen screenshots where people are like a negative 3,000 underground. That's insane, dude.
Yeah, and me and Bo were talking about earlier how. Because in Breath of the Wild, when you fight Master Koge, he falls into like this giant pit. He's definitely down there. There's no chance he's not down there, right?
100%. 100%.
He's like down there. He's probably like a god or something. I don't know.
The god of the underworld.
Yeah, something like that. Because if you look in that area on the map, it looks like there's like a town or something, or like settlements down there.
Right.
So,
that's what I want to see. Because obviously, and Caleb, I'm not gonna spoil anything that I know Caleb doesn't know, so try to keep it at least a little bit civil in the comments. But obviously some of the towns from Breath of the Wild have changed. Some of them have like moved a little bit or expanded, that kind of thing. But I would assume there has to be new towns, and I think I saw one on the regular ground map. But also, I would imagine there has to be towns underneath. Which, it raises a lot of, like, story questions of, like, has this just been here the entire time and somehow no one on the surface knew? Because that's weird. Or will it just be, like, from the original trailer in 2019, did Ganondorf raising up the castle just create this entire place, and some people just got trapped down here or something? Because if that's the case, I feel like that'd be a little disappointing, because then there wouldn't really be towns. I guess there could be, like, some small settlements or something. But, dude, I want to find, like, just a crazy, like, bustling city underneath. That'd be so cool.
Bro, it's actually going to be insane. Now, the thing is, there's the ground and stuff, but something we don't really know is, in the trailers and stuff, there is, at least, the entire game's leaked. If you're paying attention and super closely to the leaks, you already know, but, like, I wonder because Zelda is, like, in the past or something. So I wonder if that's just going to be like a cutscene or what, or if that's like another version of the map, or if that's somehow connected to these. I don't know what the deal is going on with that.
The answer is out there. I know the answer to that. I guess you probably don't want to know, but
yeah.
So yeah, keep the comments civil once again, like I said. But yeah, dude, it's for me. Like I said, I was excited for this game before, and when I saw this, dude, I feel like a kid on Christmas, and every day is Christmas for the past 2 weeks, literally. And I'm not even playing the game yet. And we haven't even gotten to this yet. I guess we can talk about it real quick. From the data mine, we know there's 150 shrines. which, from what I've heard of people playing the game on emulators and stuff, apparently the shrines are a lot better in this game. Not in terms of visual variety, but in terms of just puzzles. They're a lot of the, and there's still some short ones, right? But a lot of them are more complex. The answers aren't so obvious like they were in Breath of the Wild. Even the combat ones, I think, which there are still some, seem to be a bit more organic, not just a random guardian in the middle of the room, which was always disappointing when you walked into those, right? So we know there's 150 shrines between the surface and the Sky Islands, but what I wasn't expecting, Caleb, was the number of caves. Yeah. There are, I think it was 381 caves, so basically 400 caves. What the hell? We're not talking about the underground there. We're just talking about caves on the surface and
like completable things
on the sky. Yeah, because we saw in the Aonuma demonstration, there are icons on the map, and when you complete them, they have a check mark next to them. I also wonder, I guess there could be caves underground, just even deeper, but I don't know if they would classify them as that.
Maybe it should, I don't know. But obviously the caves, they're not just going to be these giant, I'm sure some of them are.
Some of them are. I've seen some long ones.
Take like a half hour or whatever. And some of them are going to be take fucking 1 minute. But so I'm sure it's going to be very different. And some of it's probably going to be reused in some way. But this game is just gigantic. But there is one other thing I wanted to mention here. It's about the sky. So if you take a look at the map, I have the map up here. But anyway, if you take a look at the sky map, the Great Sky Island, which is the biggest one, literally I compared it. I just looked it up because I was wondering. I was curious. I compared it to the Skyward Sword to Skyloft map. It's the same thing. It's just flipped upside down, basically.
Yeah, it's not 1-to-1. But even
obviously the entire map, Breath of the Wild is based obviously on all the locations from Zelda for the most part in the same spot. It's not going to be 1-to-1 because every game is slightly different. But this is Skyloft.
Yeah, there's that specifically the moment where it clicked to me when you were showing me. There's an island or there's an island connected to the Great Sky Island on the west side, and there's even two bridges connecting it. And if you flip Skyloft upside down, it's literally the same exact spot.
It literally matches perfectly. And there's a lake on the island as well. It's literally perfect. I don't know.
Yeah.
And there's even ruins cool. Right where the bazaar was as well. So this is clearly supposed to be Skyloft.
Yeah. Oh, also, Caleb, I don't know if you noticed this. I noticed it after we talked yesterday. If you go south of the Great Sky Island, bruh, there's a dragon corpse. It's a dragon skeleton as a sky island. That's so cool, bro.
Rest in peace, the Leviathan.
Yeah, it's the Leviathan from Skyward Sword.
He's just dead. He's still floating in there somehow, but
yeah. So between the 150 shrines, between the Sky Islands, between the caves, between the underground, between the base map, which is already gonna be full of new content, between however many Koroks in this game, I'm gonna be honest, Caleb. I think there's probably 2,000, if they structure it similarly to Breath of the Wild. I don't know. I guess maybe there's not Koroks underground. That would, alleviate the need for more, I guess. But I assume underground would then have some sort of replacement as a collectible. You have to have something under there to collect.
Dude, here's the thing. The argument, people still saying this game looks like DLC.
I know. I'm still getting comments about that. People don't believe me. They think it's like a straw man. No, I'm literally getting comments saying this game should not be $70, which we did a video on that. It's subjective, whatever. But they're saying it should have been DLC. What are you talking about?
Dude, literally, and you mentioned this a long time ago, but you said if they just took away the ground, this is before we even knew about the underground, basically.
Yeah.
If you just took away the ground map, and whatever was left is just the game, there was no ground map.
Just the sky.
Nobody would be complaining. Literally, if you take away the ground map, the entire ground map of Breath of the Wild that's now in this game, there's still more content in the game.
Yeah.
At least as far as the size of the map goes.
Yeah. Dude, it's absolutely insane. I mean, I'll be curious to see people that figure out the square miles of the map and compare this to other open world games. But if you just took the underground map, the base map, and the Sky Island map, basically, and kind of just combine them into one straight line, I have to imagine this is probably the biggest open world game ever made. And one thing that we haven't even talked about that's even crazier, it's all seamless. There's no loading, or at least there's no loading in the sense that there's a loading screen. You can jump from the highest Sky Island, and if it happened to line up, you could fall straight to the deepest part of the underground. And obviously, I saw a clip of someone actually leaving the ground map and going underground. It takes like 10 seconds. You're falling for a while, but there's no loading, at least, like I said, like a loading screen. I'm sure the game is loading it in the background, but that right there is impressive as hell for the Switch. I saw some people try to say like, oh, that's not impressive because the games are always loading. That's impressive. That is impressive for a video game to do that. So that right there is awesome. But also, I guess one of the last things we can touch on here, Caleb, is the size of the dungeons. So you haven't seen too much about this, but I showed you the map of the fire dungeon, the Goron, Death Mountain area. And then we noticed that, well, I showed you that, and then the entire underground map leaked. It's obviously underground. It's bigger. It's like probably twice the size of Hyrule Castle from Breath of the Wild. What the hell? Hyrule Castle in Breath of the Wild was already awesome and huge, but this is bigger, and that's just the fire dungeon. What? I can't... I know it's not, from what I've seen, it's not traditional Zelda dungeons, which I don't really think that would have made sense at any point with the physics engine and how this game plays versus an old 3D Zelda game. But in terms of delivering on what people wanted, I think they did as much as they probably could. And this is obviously speaking, having not played the game. We know, well, in the case of the fire dungeon, there's like 5 floors to it. It's like these super intricate rooms and stuff. But we also know like traditional bosses are back. It's not like a like a generic construct for each one. There's mid bosses again, so basically 2 boss fights per dungeon, which those are also unique. I can't believe they didn't talk about this game pre-release. I mean, this could have been the greatest flex of all time, and I mean, it's gonna be really cool on May 12th now, dude. Can you imagine on May 12th when people that didn't see the leaks go to the underground for the first time? They're gonna shit themselves.
People who've been shitting themselves from the leaks, bro. If these people who think the game's DLC, who are gonna buy it anyway. Obviously, they're going to buy it anyway, because why else are they watching Zelda YouTube? If they went in without spoilers or anything, still thinking that this game's going to suck, they're literally going to die.
They're going to... This has to be one of the, like, biggest, like, things a developer didn't reveal pre-release, I feel like.
This has to be. It's not... Because it's literally most of the map, basically.
Right. Which is crazy. And once again, we'll see how much content is actually in there. But, and like I said earlier, Caleb, I've been watching.
I do think there's going to be less content than like.
Sure,
the rest,
but I will say I've been watching some stuff. It looks like it's pretty full. So yeah, dude. Back to the main point. This game is extremely exciting. I think this might be the most excited I've ever been for a video game. Genuinely, when I think about the underground and just exploring this map and going for like 100% and everything, I just get so giddy, like a child. Like it's genuinely like so exciting, because, I like open world games. Ghost of Tsushima a couple years back when I played the PS5 version, I really love that game, but they just don't make them like this anymore, bro. Nintendo is the only one that can do this, I feel like, and it's what we were talking about in our other video. This is the culmination of 11 years of work, basically, because they used Breath of the Wild as a base. So I don't know how Nintendo could ever top this unless they do a similar thing where they release 2 Zelda games in the same map again.
They'll make Breath of the Wild 3 and go to space that time.
I mean, maybe. Hey, the early thing for that game was going to be aliens, right? So, maybe. We'll go to the moon. But yeah, Caleb, do you have any final thoughts here before we close up?
I'm just shocked, to be honest. Like, this is way bigger than I even imagined it would be. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. So we'll probably call it on the leak videos here on this channel. If you're watching this, I have the game though, so watch that video. That's always exciting. And I'll be posting videos, and I'll be prepping videos before launch, of course, spoiler free for now though. So you'll be safe. And if I do talk spoilers in any videos, I'll obviously give a warning before I do so. So you can feel safe. No spoilers and thumbnails in my videos. I would never do that. At least not anywhere near release of a video game. So, yeah, of course, you can follow Caleb on Twitter at Caleb_Bravo99. You can follow me on Twitter at BoTalksGames. Subscribe here for all that Tears of the Kingdom content coming. And until next time, folks, peace.
See you later.